Wall or no wall? Wall! Wall or no wall? Wall! Wall or no wall? Wall! USA! 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 Hey, hey, hey!
Welcome 2020.
This is FirstCoast.tv, and I find myself with
Logan Parham.
Okay, and Logan, you are part of what is the group called?
We are the Teenage Republicans of St. Augustine High School.
All right. Now, do you represent one high school or several high schools?
Currently, we represent one, but we work pretty closely with others.
Okay, and today you're having an event here at the Village Inn Diner, and it's filling up.
Yeah.
What is the goal of this event?
Honestly, I wasn't even thinking about an event like this a month ago, and when it came up, I just thought how this would be a perfect opportunity to not only spread what our goal is with our club, but also to get out there the things that are happening in public schools and with other students being a conservative.
Mm-hmm. Are there any things that you guys are working on to change in schools?
Right now, there's not a lot we can do around school. However, we are campaigning pretty heavily to other students to, come join us and being really open and welcoming, providing refreshments, everything, just for our, for the weekly meetings.
Now, this event is in conjunction with the Tea Party tonight.
Yes.
And why is the Tea Party here with you guys today?
They are here to discuss with us some of the things that happened last October to November and a lot of the backlash that myself and all of my club faced from that.
And what was it that happened last year?
We had a exam that I was taking, and one of the questions just kind of alerted me, I guess you could say, and I went and took a picture of the test. And in turn, it went kind of viral, and one thing led to another, and got a couple news stations, and I guess it spread like wildfire. And then we just had a lot of teachers and students alike, and even teachers coordinating with students in progressive hate toward our club and toward myself and my group.
Yeah, I mean, now with social media, no one is immune. If they don't like it, you're going to hear about it. Yes. Okay. Well, I will stay around to see what else happens here tonight. I thank you so much for these minutes.
Thank you.
Welcome to this open meeting of the St. Augustine Tea Party. In open meetings, we provide speakers with the idea of promoting the concept of liberty. What we have in common is a fear that we are losing our country. There is a cultural war raging. As Americans, it is our duty to resist the attack on American values. We recognize the Constitution of the United States as the supreme law of the land. People who bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution are welcome here. We are a grassroots organization. We are not allied with any political organization. We do not endorse political candidates. Some people resent our publication's activity because we expose fake news. We do not observe political correctness in our conversations. Hence, you will hear us refer to our political enemies as communists. Lenin once said that the goal of socialism is communism. We cut through the PC distortions of liberal, progressive, socialist, and get down to the reality of their agenda. Their goal is the central planning of every aspect of your life. The communist left is based on lies. It always has been. And we delight in offending the left with the truth.
I'm proud of them students, aren't you?
Yes.
And I brought some of my family here tonight wearing our hats. That's what we got to do. We got to stand up for what is right. Trust me, there's an evil crowd out there. The Bible says the fool has said in his heart there is no God. And let me tell you, we need God's help. Let's have a special prayer tonight too for our mayor, Nancy Shaver. She did post on Facebook. She had a stroke, in case some of you didn't know it.
We didn't have to deal with making America great again because America was great. The greatest generation had just won the Second World War. Our warriors had annihilated National Socialism in Europe and the totalitarian militarism in the Japanese theater. For the second time, in the first half of the 20th century, our young people fought the valiant struggle to secure the concept expressed in the Declaration of Independence, that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Teachers fail to instruct students as to how the system works, preferring to dwell on alleged negative failures instead. We know this because our town criers meet young people in the streets, and we are shocked at the lack of their knowledge. Many don't even know what the Bill of Rights is about. It's not their fault. Their instructors have been educated in a system that has a hidden agenda. To further their agenda, they exploit issues like racism, global warming, voting rights, women's rights, LGBT rights, and they will even promote constitutional rights as long as they can advance their agenda. And it is always about their agenda. They could care less about the issues. And that agenda is the transformation of America from a capitalist system to a totalitarian communist system. But the truth is the truth, and political correctness is a distortion of that truth. The fact that they are now out in the open indicates they believe that the revolution is at hand. As a result, we live in very dangerous times. In my youth, we lived in perilous times as well. The price of liberty and freedom is continual struggle. Ronald Reagan correctly noted that we are always one generation in the loss of our liberty. However, back then the enemy was foreign in nature. I was born just prior to the start of the First World War. At the close of the war, Americans lived under the threat of nuclear war with the Soviet Union. But today, the enemy in the media outlets. They dominate the entertainment industry. They control our institutions of higher learning. And they have taken over the responsibility of educating our young people. The progressive communist is the enemy domestic, and they must be annihilated as thoroughly as we annihilated the Nazis from the German culture.
Hear, hear.
The progressive communists and the Nazis are cut from the same Marxist ideology. And that ideology is as inconsistent with the concepts of our Constitution as Sharia law is. No one who subscribes to Sharia or subscribes to Marxism can raise their hand in truth and swear to preserve, protect, and defend our Constitution. Therefore, no progressive communist can legally hold public office. Their very existence is an affront to the Constitution and the supremacy of the Constitution in law. We are engaged in a great struggle. Our enemies appear to have great strength. But I would remind you that Providence bestowed on this nation a Constitution which gave the people the ultimate power in government.
Amen.
Our salvation is the application whether you agree with the statements I've just made or not, if you have not been presented these concepts in your classroom, then I suggest that you have not been educated, but merely indoctrinated. Let's welcome these young people who are with us tonight.
I'm the Vice President of the St. Augustine High School Young or Teenage Republicans. And back in late October, early November, I was taking a vocabulary test, and one of the questions on it kind of shocked me. It kind of alarmed a couple of other students, and I decided to take a photo of it because I knew I was going to get the test back anytime soon. So I took a photo, went around Facebook, it went viral. One thing led to another. It's kind of spread like wildfire, and before you know it, everyone's talking about this test question. I took a picture of it.
Hold it up because there's a lot of people in here and a lot of noise. Hold it close. That's it.
Is that good?
That's better.
All right, perfect. So,
I like that. That's good.
The question was, right when it appeared the nation was becoming increasingly tolerant of alternative lifestyles, immigration, and minorities, the vocal and angry right wing forced the nation to make a complete fill in the blank, embracing bigotry, xenophobia, and sexism. Little bias there.
Yeah, for sure.
and of course, I took it as completely biased, and I didn't really understand how it could get any more blatant than that in terms of hating the right or Republicans. And called it out. It spread everywhere, and from that point on, we faced a lot of backlash. We had at least, if not more, half of our club members leave our club because there was sort of a negative connotation to being a member of our Young Republicans Club. We even had people go as far as teachers taking jabs at us in their classes, having open discussions about what had happened. We had Mr. Jeff Dodd out of my school, who is I think, chorus teacher. He said after one of my interviews on Fox News, he actually told his class that I only wanted my 15 minutes of fame.
He's a chorus teacher.
And before you know it, a bunch of other kids are running around, he's 15 minutes of fame, 15 minutes of fame. He just wanted to be on TV, this and that. And I didn't ask for that at all, whatsoever. I did not ask for any of that. I did not ask for that test question to be on there. All I did was call out for what it is. We had and this is these teachers saying it to their students in the middle of class. So you have these teachers saying these things, and then other students go around and spread it. And before you know it, all our signs that are promoting our club in the school are being ripped down and torn apart, thrown in trash. Just all sorts of mess. Social media, even too, just a huge mess. And of course, in the meantime, we're having our signs still torn down, people talking trash to us, people saying they're going to fight us for what we did, everything else. But that's just pretty much brief. I'm going to try to keep a brief overview of what's been going on.
Logan, how many members are in your club?
Right now, we don't have a current count. For our weekly meetings, we have about 10 to 15 people show up. Our first meeting, just to give you a reference, we had close to 40 people show up our first meeting. So
it's been declining.
It's been declining.
Do you want to share why there's not more members here tonight?
Well, I know when we discussed this meeting that we're in now in one of our meetings, some people didn't really want to come because they not only did they not know what the Tea Party is, but they thought the Tea Party was a little bit radical. So I can only explain so much to some other students, but
let me say this, I think I speak for everybody in the room. We've got your back.
and again,
Logan didn't say this, but a lot of the students didn't come because they were afraid of the backlash that would happen if they were found out that they were at a club like this sharing. So it's very admirable that the kids said, forget that, we're going to do the right thing, we're going to that meeting, we're sharing our story, and whatever happens, happens. So to say we have their back has to be more than words, because they're the ones that are in the line of fire right now.
All he has to do is tell me what he needs me to do, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, seriously.
Hey Logan, one of the things that I did, I called the principal and spoke with him. I got a pretty loud voice. But what can we do? What do you suggest tonight? Somebody like me, you want me to call the principal again? I'd be more than happy to. What do you suggest?
Right now, honestly, just the support from all of you guys who came out here is just incredible, and it really inspires me because, like you said, there is a lot of people didn't come because they're afraid of the backlash that we had during after the test question. So me coming here speaking right now, I know I'm probably going to go to school tomorrow and be hearing about it, and so on through the week. And you guys, of course, not just me, but all of our club will be hearing about this, and probably a negative light.
Hey, Logan and the rest of you guys, thank you, for coming out. This is very. I know it's very tough for you guys to do and to be out here, but know that you've got. The Tea Party isn't this Lance. I usually think Lance is a little bit long-winded when he opens it, but today, if you actually listen, yeah, I know, really, Lance. But if you actually listen to the words, was there anything radical about what he said? It was about obeying the rule of law and understanding the Constitution. And when you take an oath, you take it on a Bible, not on a Quran. These are just simple things that are what you would think that you guys would automatically know. And one of the things he pointed out is you're probably not taught anymore in high school. And I was in high school in 1980, and when Reagan came along, and the same thing happened. Started a young Republican club, and people were like, "Oh, this is horrible. This is great." I remember all the backlash. Fight through it. Just stand up and know that there's a whole lot of people that are behind you, even if they don't come out and they say that, "Hey, we're behind you guys. We're behind you guys." Just know that you have a whole lot of people that are behind you, because most people, there's nothing radical about the Tea Party. There's nothing radical about this, and these are just people that understand that we're America and Americans, and it's a privilege to be an American. Not you don't get to come in and just walk in and say, "I need free stuff." So there's a whole process. So that's just remember, it's just a normal group of people that were behind you 100%, and I applaud you guys for standing up. And at some point in time, there's a line in the sand. You probably have seen it in your high school in other tests, but when you find that wakes you up, and that test question was simple as that test question. I hope you encourage your other students that whenever you see that in life, and you see that that's just gone way over the line, then you'll step up and stand with us. Thank you.